Hello, my name is Evan Terrell, and I have a bit of a passion for coding, so of course, for my passion project, I coded a game. I first came across this in my computers class, and I just loved the amount of freedom and control that I had. Everything happened only if I told it to happen. And of course, if you love to code, then you probably like video games, which of course I do. I've personally played many types of games, such as all of these, so going into this project, I had several ideas in my head for what I wanted to make for it. Most of what I have learned came from a neat website called code.org. It not only helped by giving me access to an entire code dictionary, but the countless assignments and mini projects helped to show me the full extent of what the coding language could do. When I began this project, I was guided by this question: how can I use my knowledge of code to create a game that allows players to influence the game and its outcome? And of course, the answer is like this. Now, I'm going to start off with a bit of a walkthrough of my game Hidden Message, followed by an explanation of some of the key parts. So when you first enter the game, you are allowed to type in your own name, which will show up again near the end of the game, just standard, here's your score, whatever your name is. Now, the main game is a simple timed clicker game, just to see how good your reflexes are. Depending on your time, different messages will appear after each attempt. Each of these messages will give another clue for how to reach a quote-unquote level 2. You have to beat a time of 0.6 seconds to figure out how. When you insert this name, you're rewarded with my own version of Pong. There are several core mechanics in this game, such as a computer-controlled second player that actually tracks the ball, and depending on how fast the bar is moving when you hit the ball's speed will increase by that much. Reaching 10 points will win you the match. Otherwise, it's just standard Pong rules. There's a secret message to whoever can reach the end of this after beating Pong, but that'll be for you to find. There is, of course, one other name that works, but it does little more than just congratulate you on finding it. Hidden Message was created using JavaScript code on code.org, and there were two concepts that I found particularly fun to do. One of them is with the names. So this is all of the code that went into the name detecting algorithm. Essentially, what it says is that if the name is the level 2 code, then it will send the player to level 2. If there is no name, then the player will be unable to continue. If the name is anything else, then the standard game will begin. I should also point out that if the name is changed here, then it will restart the algorithm. It took me a lot longer to figure this out than I had expected. The second fun piece of code is for the bouncing ball in Pong. Specifically, how to get it to bounce off of the bars. The answer for this was to have the algorithm check everything. I essentially told the code that if the ball is at this line, then it should test all of the Y positions of the bar against all of the Y positions of the ball. If it finds a match, then the ball will bounce back, and if not, then a point will be scored. Overall, I learned a lot about coding. I learned how to make a timed loop, how to create a collision between two objects, and how to change the speed of an object. But most importantly, I learned that, as simple as it looks, the game Pong is far more difficult to code than I had thought. If I could change anything about the project, I would have based it solely on the Pong, and just added on more levels of increasing difficulty. To me, this passion project showed me what I could do. Ever since I took my coding class, I have really wanted to test out my new skills and see what I could do with them. It showed me that there's still much more that I can learn and discover about the world of coding as well. I seriously encourage other teachers to allow students to make their own passion project, because the results go far beyond the classroom.